Ah. Hello there, VC and everyone out there in YouTube land. It's G-Banger here again. But this time I'm going to do something that I've been saying I will be doing for a while. In the past I've done mostly vinyl updates of goth rock, post-punk, 80s sort of synthy stuff. But today I'm going to do what I said I've been going to do for a while. I'm going to do a metal update. Now, this is all stuff that I've acquired in the last, pretty much this year and like towards the end of last year and this year. Some of it I've bought from local shops and some of it was ordered online. There is also a grail in here, something that I've been after for many years. Over the last 10 years it's gone online for ridiculous money. I actually found a near mint copy for a good price in a local shop only a few weeks ago. So I'm wanting to share that with you, but I'll put this one up because I'll be doing that one last. Okay, I'll get started. This is all thrash metal, death metal, a little bit of early 80s metal. There's a bit of a mixture here. Norwegian black metal, death metal. There's a mixture. So I'll get started. Firstly, I have this, which is Merciful Fate: Return of the Vampire. Now this is a re-release. This is a compilation of early demos, mainly this particular album, and this is really nice because this is on like a splattered coloured vinyl, which is a blue and it's like a maybe, what do you call that? Blue and black smoke, I guess you could call that, wouldn't you? It's pretty nice. They sound really good, these re-releases. Don't let everyone fool you by saying, oh, all new re-releases sound like shit. No, not all of them do. And this particular one does sound extremely good. I will say that much. Okay, next we have another one by Merciful Fate. This one is called In the Beginning. This is basically a compilation of their first EP, some BBC recordings, and a song that ended up on the B-side of a single, just like a compilation, but it's really nice, and it's like on this, it says amber vinyl on it, but it's more like an orange and red and black splatter, I guess you could call that. It's pretty nice again. Again, it's the same re-release, the same time as the other one. So the sound's really good. Yeah, no complaints at all with the sound quality on that one. Okay, now the next one is another one. I got these in a local shop here in my hometown of Adelaide, and they mainly just stock all new vinyl. They don't deal in second-hand stuff really. It's all new stuff. It's all new vinyl and new re-release vinyl, and they're called Underground Records here in Adelaide. And they're pretty much the only shop that is like a metal specialist shop that mainly just deals with more extreme music. Like they deal with metal, stonery sort of grungy, like stoner, sludge rock, and a bit of different kinds of other alternative kind of music. But they're mainly that most of their content is metal. There's another one I got from them. This is a re-release of the very first Metal Church album. Great album. I used to have an original back in the day, but it grew legs and walked like some of my records did back then. So this one's just on black vinyl, so I'm not going to bother getting that one out. But yeah, just very happy to have that back in my collection. Next is a picture disc re-release of the Dark Sides EP by King Diamond. This is one of those that I've been after for many years. A lot of these I've been after for many years. Never found them. this is in the days before you go online and buy stuff. Just searching local record shops trying to find stuff, but this one is limited to 2,000 copies. It's a re-release. For a picture disc, it sounds pretty good. Most of the newer picture discs sound okay. Some of the earlier ones not so much, but also glad to have that in the collection. Glad to have this next one in the collection. This is one I've been after for a while, but this is a re-release. This is Cancer to the Gory End, and I also got this one from Underground Records. I'll give them a shout out. Anyone of my friends on here that are into extreme music and they like vinyl, check Underground Records out. Look them up on they got a Facebook page. This one here is on this really cool looking yellow vinyl. It's like a banana yellow kind of vinyl, which is pretty cool. Again, these re-releases sound really good. They're really nicely packaged, real thick covers. The covers, some re-releases, the covers look a bit pixelated and they don't quite look as good as the original ones, but these ones pretty darn close from what I can tell. This next one is also, this is their second album, Death Shall Rise. This one is a favourite. This is one I've been after for a long time. Finally got a copy into my collection, albeit a re-release, but these sound good. This one's on red vinyl, solid red vinyl. It's not coming out too easy, so I won't take it all the way out. But it's not like a translucent red. It's actually a very solid red vinyl. As I said, they sound really good. These can't really fault the way they sound. They're pretty good. Next, this was one I found secondhand. This was an album I actually thought I'd never find. I used to have a copy of it on CD that someone gave me years ago, but it turned when I saw it, I just thought, I've got to grab it because I really like this album. This is Confessor Unveiled. These guys are more like graveyard doom kind of metal. Would be the best way to describe their music, I would say. Really cool. Sort of on the lines of Cathedral and bands like that, really. But a bit later on. That's more like later in the 90s, whereas Cathedral and bands like that were more late 80s, early 90s. This is an album that I have always wanted to get, and I could never find an original copy, and I could never find one for a good price. This is Death Road and Riders of Doom. This is a band from Germany. This album came out in 1985. If you really like raw, chaotic 80s thrash metal, this is just amazing stuff. Solos that just rip your face off, riffs for days, it's just amazing stuff. This one I won't take it out. It's on a blue vinyl. I want to try and get through some of these a bit quicker. It's on like a translucent blue vinyl. I won't get that one out though. As I said, I'll just keep moving along with these. Next one. This is a newer band, and this is a band called I Am the Night. These guys are Swedish black metal, and their sound is very much a combination of early Mayhem, Emperor, and Dissection, and early Dimmu Borgir, and bands like Ancient, and like they got a lot of that sort of influence in their music. Very, very cool. This is just a 2-track, I guess you'd call it a maxi single EP or whatever this is, but this was the first thing that they released. They only released 2 things, which was this and their first full-length album that only just came out in the last couple of months, which I will show you just in a little while, because I have that as well. But now the next one is a Norwegian black metal band called Immortal. Now this album is called Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism, and this one was their first full-length LP. I think they released a single and an EP prior to this. Considering that this album wasn't recorded that very well in the first place, it sounds okay. It is a re-release. This one is on red vinyl, like a red, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's like a red and yellowy. It's like a swirl colour. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera there, but it's pretty cool. Which is, I was glad to get that one in my collection because that has been a grail of mine for a while. I mean, obviously an original would be a grail, but at the prices they go for, I'm more than happy to settle for these re-releases. Next, I'm going to do a trilogy here. This is 3 Immortal albums, the first 3 albums. This would be their second album, which is called Pure Holocaust, of course. This album was a step up from the first one, as in the production was much better, the playing was a lot better. They got rid of their first drummer and got a much better drummer in. Their first drummer actually got kicked out for burning down a church. Would you believe that? This was Norway in the 90s we're talking here, people. And this is on like a smoky, clear, sort of silvery, smoky coloured vinyl, which is pretty cool. And the third Immortal album, which is my favourite Immortal album, this is Battles in the North. This album's just sheer atmospheric brutality. I mean, what more can I say about this album? It's one of my favourite black metal albums of all time. It's just an amazing piece of work. I just can't speak highly enough about this album. This is also a re-release, of course, and this one is very fittingly on white vinyl, which is cool. And the next one is, I was saying about a band called I Am the Night. Well, this is their first debut album. This is really, really good. As I said, very reminiscent of early Emperor, early Mayhem, early Dimmu Borgir, all that, and stuff like that. Really, really awesome. I went into Underground Records, and the guy was playing it in the background. I pricked my ears up. I said, "What the hell is that you're playing?" And he said, "This." And I said, "I can't walk out of your shop without buying a copy." He said, "I knew that. That's why I played it for you." And I'm like, smart man. But no, this is really cool. Sounds awesome, as all new pressings usually do of newer stuff, because they're mastered that way. This is one's on like a really cool, really bright coloured turquoise vinyl. It's really, really very striking colour. And most of these are also 180 gram pressings, so they are but 180 gram pressings, whether they're coloured vinyl. I mean, black vinyl ones usually sound a lot, not a lot of background, zero background noise. Coloured vinyl do have a little bit of background noise to them. Some of them do. These ones are pretty good. I don't really have a massive complaint about those. But yeah, and that was also bought at the local shop, which mostly were these next couple I actually ordered online. Now this one is Suomi Finland Perkale by Impaled Nazarene. They're a 90s Finnish black metal band. Yeah, this is my favourite. This is their third album. This is my favourite album of theirs. Just awesome. Just really atmospheric, really flat out, fast, brutal. Just such a great album. and there's a little bit of light and shade between the songs. Not all of the songs have the same atmosphere. They're all changing a little bit. Whereas their first album, Toll Comp Nors, it all pretty much sounds very samey. Whereas with this album, they kind of tried to put a little bit of light and shade between the songs and sort of differentiate them a bit. But it's just still such a brutal album. And it's on this really cool brownie coloured translucent smoke brown vinyl, which is cool. I got this off of, I can't remember the name of the seller, but it was a guy from France I got this one from, as well as this next one that I will show you. And this next one is Ancient, and this is a release called Trolltar. Now, this was originally released in, I think, 1995, and it was originally released as a 4-track EP, like a 4-track mini album. Now, this is a re-release, and this has the 4 tracks from the original mini album on the first side of it, and the second side of it has a remixed version of a song off of their first album and 3 live tracks. The sound quality of the live tracks is a bit dubious. It's not the best quality. I reckon it was probably recorded on some pretty amateurish equipment, but still to have a live recording of the band performing stuff as early as 1993 is still kind of cool. But this is really, really good. Really good, really good classic atmospheric Norwegian black metal. Just, I don't need to say any much more about that, but yeah, really, really happy to have that in my collection. That was one that I always thought was out of reach because original copies of it go for stupid money, and I found on the internet that it got a re-release, so I decided that I would snap one of those up. Now, this is the last one I'm going to show you, which is my grail. Been after this for a long time. This is definitely something that I'd call one of the best grail finds as far as the condition that it's in and the price that I paid for it. Because I've seen this thing go online in near mint condition for a lot of, like, as far as Australian dollars are concerned, you're talking 200 plus Australian to 300 Australian dollars plus for a near mint copy. This is a near mint copy. This is the first Merciful Fate EP. It's self-titled. A lot of people refer to it as the Nuns Have No Fun EP because that's one of the songs and probably a standout song title for obvious reasons. This is a mini album that plays at 45 RPM. There's 4 tracks on it. Corpse Without Soul, Nuns Have No Fun, Doomed by the Living Dead, and Devil Eyes. These 4 tracks are on that In the Beginning compilation that I showed you, but I found this in a record shop. It was $70, and I couldn't let it sit there I'm like, nah, that's mine. So I grabbed this. Very happy to have that in my collection because that's one I've been wanting for quite a long time. So, yeah, I've got some good finds there. Thank you for watching, everyone. The next video, I'm thinking of doing another recent acquisition of some new post-punk and goth stuff that I've acquired over the last 6 to 8 months. Stuff that that I've acquired probably since the last video that I did with featuring that stuff. I've also been doing a bit of a DJing gig at a local bar in my hometown here, and I was asked to come in to help them out, volunteer doing a bit of DJing because their club shut down for 8 months because the pandemic basically here in Adelaide, the pandemic had every bar and pub and club shut for nearly a whole year here. They were forced to shut for 8 months. It damaged them financially quite a bit, and they asked if I would. They knew I've always supported the club. I've always been a fan of what the club does. They asked, would you like to come in and do some DJing for us to try and help bring some more people in and keep people in the venue after the bands had finished upstairs? And I said, well, yeah, I'd love to. And at the time, I'd finished running events because I had nowhere to run them, and because COVID just killed everything here. And my first opportunity, I just said absolutely. So I will also do another video at some point. I'll just sit down with my boxes that I take to my event with, and I'm just going to go through some of my playlists, because I just think that would be a cool thing to do, because I don't really see many people doing that kind of stuff with vinyl on here, because I do, of course, DJ with only vinyl, and it's all hard rock, classic hard rock, metal, hair metal, and all that kind of stuff. So and I've got a lot of that in the collection here. So I'll be it'll just be stuff that I've got packed to play at the gig, and it's stuff that's pretty much what I'll be showing is fairly well most of a playlist of what I would play in an evening at this particular club. So as I said, once again, thank you very much for watching. Lazarus, if you're out here, or Dwayne, if you're watching, I hope you like the metal update, mate, because I know you like metal updates and watching other people, so I hope that that was all right. As I said, I haven't done many videos, so I'm not that great at it, but I try. It's all I can do, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.